Welcome back to the most disturbing channels on YouTube that should not exist. Today, it's episode number 2 of this brand new series. As usual, as you will expect, we will be doing 3 channels that should not exist every single time that we do one of these videos. Each time I try to make them even more mysterious than the last. So if you like that kind of stuff and you're brand new here, aka the button about 2 inches below this screen is red, then you should probably click that. My name is Dallas, aka Infernus, and with all that being said, let's get straight into number 1. Number 1 is called Deeper, and in order to understand the Deeper channel as a whole, we need to understand what the definition of an ARG is. An ARG stands for alternate reality game, where basically it's started by someone on the internet with the attempt of trying to get people to solve puzzles and riddles to ultimately get more interest into it, and then in doing that, sometimes that there ends up being a reward for whoever finds the final puzzle. And the best known example of this that's happened is the Cicada ARG, which happened a long time ago. It was the first really known ARG that happened on the entire internet, and it started just with one single post, leading up to a worldwide scavenger hunt which involved thousands of people that were extremely interested in trying to figure out what exactly was behind the whole thing. Cicada would frequently update on their many anonymous accounts, revealing more clues depending on how far along people were. In this case, Cicada puzzle was very cryptic and reserved. No one really found out what exactly the final winner got, and no one really knows who it actually was, and on top of that, no one even knows what happened and where the founders of Cicada went. But either way, after this went viral, it streamlined an idea of an ARG, which many others went on to create for themselves, leading us to the Deeper channel. But there's a problem though, because many people have started to suspect that Deeper isn't actually an ARG at all, but instead an actual cover-up for a real serial killer, disguising it as just all one fun and mysterious game. And the reason gets even more disturbing as you look further into it. At face value, it presents itself as a normal creative game puzzle with an anonymous theme to it. The clues and hidden messages in Deeper's channel, on top of the visuals and multiple videos of a murder scene, and the uncensored results of that murder taking place, when deciphered, leads to real information about actual serial killer victims from a long time ago that were killed by someone who was never caught. Now even that could be explained by just saying that the person behind the thing just went the extra step and tried to make it more detailed. But to a whole lot of other people, that fact raises so many red flags because it means that whoever's running this channel is either completely distasteful in the fact of using actual missing persons information just for the sake of creating publicity through an online game, or they're actually the person responsible, and they use this as a twisted way to cover it up or just get more fun out of it. But this whole thing starts to go a whole lot further when, right after a larger YouTube made a video dedicated to investigating Deeper, causing a massive surge in attention, apparently the person running the whole show just upping died. That's right after Some Ordinary Gamers, a channel with nearly 3 million subscribers, uploaded a video dedicated to investigating Deeper, Deeper posted something saying that the maker of Deeper had passed away, and therefore will not be continuing the ARG. And once again, at face value, this could still seem genuine, but the timing of this all happening raises so many sus alarms that it's just not even funny. But as if that wasn't enough, a few months later, apparently the supposed end of Deeper was cut short as they started uploading again on a whole new channel with the same video style. So clearly the person running this channel is not dead. They never died. So what exactly does that mean? One theory goes as far as to say that the person behind the channel is the actual serial killer connected with the information to the victims, and they started the game to basically get people to try to solve his own crime. But of course, this person is at large, not caught since at least the late 1990s when these crimes took place, and I'm sure they want to keep it that way. So when Some Ordinary Gamers made their video directing a huge amount of traffic to the channel, the threat of actually having himself become exposed became too high. So the plan B was to fake their own death, make people feel bad about it, and then thusly discouraged them from trying to solve the rest of the mystery. And then when the hype settled down, this murderer got bored again, and started the whole thing up once more. You could believe whatever you want out of all of this, but either way, it by far makes Deeper one of the most disturbing channels on YouTube. Nana825763 is a channel that's quite old, but I guess the real candidate for this section is actually the account called 666. But Nana Random Numbers is the creator of the classic internet creepypasta video called Username 666, which has been around on YouTube for many years, even more than a decade long. It's obviously just an art project, everybody knows that. What's the mystery behind that? Very creepy and very cool, so what? And yes, everything, when it comes down to it, seems to be normal when the explanation is given that it was just a special effects project from an artist who makes special effect videos on YouTube, but the one thing that makes it still not entirely solved is the fact that a username on YouTube called 666, which the original video is clearly based around, actually existed and has been terminated on YouTube for over 15 years. And that's where the still unknown lore comes into place. Well, two things are for sure. An account called 666 did exist, and it was terminated on YouTube for some reason. And that this video is about it. Yet again, in a dedicated Unsolved video, which was actually the first in YouTube Unsolved series, we uncover the fact that there was actually an ancient 4chan thread discussing the original account of 666, and how it was very disturbing and creepy, even with the original preview image available. This was all the way back in 2008. So what happened was, I think that Username 666 originally was actually owned by Nana825763 or someone similar. And you can confirm this because in the original 4chan thread, which linked the original Username 666, the art style in the only previewable image of that original account before it was terminated for so long is basically identical to the type of special effect art that you'll find on Nana's channel. And it got deleted for posting the same type of special effect type extremely disturbing and unnerving art style videos, except for unknown reasons taking it way too far beyond the point where YouTube accepted it. You're trying to tell me that there were videos that were even more creepy than stuff like this? Because this is just on Nana's 82 whatever's channel right now. How could you get worse than that? Someone maybe even in this 4chan reported it, because YouTube was still small enough to be a community-sized thing back then, so if anything got reported, it actually made an impact and got deleted. Like, this video called User 666 is a metaphor to what happened, and thus starting the lore behind it. Either way, very unsettling, at the very least. Langrenus 2021-14. Not many things stand out like this one does. It's extremely recent. So out of nowhere, a channel basically just appeared on YouTube, and it was called Langrenus 21-14. Within the instant that someone had noticed this channel existing, it was live streaming something which was very hard to decipher. It was a landscape constantly going 24/7 with sometimes even movements going on, which kind of looked nothing like what you would see anywhere around on Earth, if it was supposed to be live footage of something. This channel just streamed for 8 straight days, and if you were to actually look into the name of Langrenus YouTube channel, you'd find that Langrenus is actually the name of a crater on the surface of the moon. The name of the live stream included the term soul, and the soul kept changing from 1 all the way to 5 throughout the live stream's history, which was only like a week long. 1 sol is NASA's way of determining how long day cycles are on planets outside of the Earth, whether it be Mars or the moon. So of course, with all that added information and looking into what this channel was streaming nonstop without any pauses and without any glitches or anything like that, we could see that overall, this looks like something is being streamed from apparently the surface of the moon. It doesn't really stand out as being something that tries to be an attention grabber, and that's the main incentive behind why I would imagine someone would have gone out of their way to do this. Because It's not like the title of the channel is, OMG, live streaming from the moon at 3 a.m, curse, don't watch, click here, red arrow. Because it wasn't. It was literally just some very innocuous and boring numbers, and like, who freaking would even notice this had it not been reported to me? We have some very skilled detectives who go around YouTube sending me this type of stuff in, and I really appreciate that because one of them was able to send me this before anyone even realized it. Now, the thing that wasn't even covered in my original video about this channel's existence on a previous YouTube Unsolved episode was that after I had made my video about it, the channel kept on streaming, but people started to notice that there was actually audio starting to be leaked onto the stream, and some of the audio clips ended up being this.
You're picking up our TV signal? We have it up on the Ida 4 now. The focus is a little bit out. We see the Earth in the center of the screen. Still have a little white dot in the bottom of the camera, apparently.
Some people caught it on camera, on screen recording. That's right, literal radio communications with someone operating the camera somewhere and someone far away. On top of the fact that over the course of the stream's life, it started out with the footage being mainly bright and very heavy with sunlight and a lot of contrast, and then later on in the stream, you saw it get more and more dark until at one point where it was just basically straight up dark, completely black. You couldn't see anything. If you were to just guess the general location of where Langrenus crater is and angle it at the exact place where the camera was showing the Earth at some points, which is very bizarre, the exact time it was streaming in certain astronomy simulations which are able to track the real-time position of solar system objects, the literal thing looked identical. Identical. And the moon was at the dark side at the exact time in the location where when the stream was turning dark. I'm sorry, man. Look, I'm not about to say, okay, look, you can call me whatever you want, but look, it's weird. Someone either really put in a frick ton of work to try to fake this for no real incentive because I didn't try to get attention off of it, or someone's freaking streaming on the moon. And apparently this live stream ended right after an even bigger YouTuber made a video after I made mine, some Spanish YouTuber with like 20 million subs who I somehow didn't even realize existed, and they straight up made a video about Langrenus, and then right after that their video got like 1 million views and Langrenus stopped streaming instantly. And now the channel has 30,000 subscribers. So yeah, we might have literally broadcasted a live stream from the moon, which was supposed to be some secret mission by some company, maybe even NASA, and maybe I have the FBI on my tail right now, I really don't know. Anyways, those are the 3 channels for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed, and clearly a lot of these things you might already know, but I try to make it so that at least 1 or 2 out of every single episode is going to be something that's going to be a brand new story to you and something you haven't heard of before. That's the main goal of this series, and to ultimately just scare you quite a bit, but hopefully not too much. I don't want to get sued. So that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your morning, day, night, or evening, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.